What's up YouTube? TCB here. I've got a mat tutorial for you today. So this right here, this is the mat that you see in all of my videos. It's the mat that I use when I'm painting or doing altered card arts. Anything that I do artistic, I usually do on this mat. So as you can see, it's collected a fair amount of different colored paints. So what I'm going to do to this mat eventually is I'm going to put a Serpent Knight Dragon right here and a Substitoad right here. These are my two favorite cards. Serpent Knight Dragon was the first secret rare that I ever pulled, and I used to run a Frog OTK deck. Not the terrible Frog Burn deck that ran Mass Driver, but a deck that involved Substitoad and Syncering and having 3 Death Frogs on the field and activating Death Croaking. So I'm going to zoom in on the left side right here so that way I can start drawing. So this is the place that I'm going to put the Substitoad. I'm just going to lightly outline for myself in pen where he's going to go. So it's going to be a tutorial from start to finish. I don't expect that this one will necessarily come out that good, just due to all the colors underneath. So I'm going to make it more of an etchy sketch kind of look. So here's my reference, and I'm just going to start drawing. As I do with most of my pieces, I tend to hand draw it. I either sketch with pencil first and then do pen over, but for this one I'm just going to do straight pen. One of the keys to be able to do this kind of stuff is to really understand your space. To make sure that you don't draw a single piece too big or too small, so that way it fits the mat that it's being put on. So as you can see here, this is the Substitoad's arm. And if I have anything else to add, I will, but I'm going to speed through the sketch process for you. So now I've got my pen sketch out. I'm going to actually harden this with Sharpies. I usually don't use Sharpies to line, but this piece is going to be so big, and it's also not going to be its own piece. It's going to have, you know, all of this stuff throughout it. The Sharpies will give it a really cool etched, sketched look. So I'm doing some of the more facial details right now. Right here he's got a big gaping mouth. And then there's a split of color between this side and this side. He's good on this side, you've got the pink, and he's bad on this side, which is the black. He's got 2 nostrils, right there and right there. And he's got 2 eyes. One eye is kind of like a devil eye, you might say. It looks kind of like a snake's eye, actually. It's got that slit right there. And the other eye is more just like a regular frog's eye. It's kind of big with a large pupil and a bit of gleam on that pupil. I'm going to do the gleam on the pupil a little bit later with some white paint. So there's the split between the body. And now he has kind of a white belly that is separate from the color split. I'm just searching through my Sharpies right now, I apologize. So the color kind of comes out to there, and then it goes down and it follows the crease of the arm, and that's the color. And so all of this is pink, and we've got kind of I'm going to start with gray actually, and we've got gray here, and the gray kind of follows the body like that. I'm gonna finish up these wings right here. I guess I'll keep talking to you while I do this. How are y'all doing today, by the way? I'm actually curious. Please comment down below. How you doing? Is life going well? Are you living the dream? Because that is what I am trying to do. Trying to live the dream. So I'm pretty comfortable in my artwork. One of the keys to being a very good artist is you have to not let stuff bother you. To try and expand beyond your comfort zone. And really just understand it's okay. Because in art, I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I mean, oh, you're going to mess it up. Okay, you can start again, or you can take whatever mistake you had and you can create something awesome with it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking all this mess pretty much, and I'm creating something awesome over it. And you can't have the mess be a distraction. The mess should not be a distraction. So the wings are a little bit lighter, so I'm going to do the rest of the line work for the wings and the feathers in a grayish, just to kind of outline where it is. That looks good. Alright, so I got the color I need. I'm going to use this peach right here as the base for my frog. So I'm just going to go in and just do this kind of peach looking color throughout the wholeness of the frog. So that is our pink side right here. As you can see, it's really, really rough, but I'm not going for perfection here. This is going to be kind of a artistic piece. So when I did the pink initially, I put this line there. I should have done it in the peach, but you know what? You live and you learn. I've also got, is this a lighter color? Don't even know what colors I have. There we go. This is my lighter pink. So this gives it kind of a nice transition between the peach and that pink. Do a bit of shading around the toes, make them look like they're round. Shading in between the toes. It's very important to get multiple values in a single piece. One thing I'm learning about this is you cannot put Sharpie on paint. Notice that any spots where there is a large amount of paint, like this glob of red here, the Sharpie just will not even cooperate. Put it on the edge of this leg right there. You see I'm doing the long sweeping motions. Right here I'm really packing in the color, and then I'm kind of lifting the Sharpie off. Just do a bit of dark pink there, some more there. I'm going to put some right here at the base of the nose. There was a lot of pen sketching right there, so the peach wasn't having it with the pen, so I had to go in with a darker color right there. I'm gonna darken up that nostril too, make it more prominent. Do it on the other side as well. So for the mouth, we don't really got much going on in there. It's just kind of white, but that's boring. I'm gonna put some red and some darks in there because it just feels right. It just feels like the right thing to do at the time that is now. Now I'm going to do some black, and I'm going to fade into that red from either side. Like that. Perfect. Alright. So what are my three pinks? I have the light, the dark, and then I'm going to grab this thing. It's kind of like a magenta. Now the magenta is going to be used to do all these designs that Substitoad has all over his body. Seems like he's got a spot there, and a spot there. And now he has some really cool designs. He's got this gear-looking thing on the shoulder. gear thing has a spot in the middle right there. And we're going to fade that a little bit with some dark pink. Kind of blend it in. There we go. Put some dark pink up in that area too. Let me see, is there any on the face? I don't see any on the face, but we've got some on the back, some on the arm, and some on the leg as well. Now I'll take that darker pink once again and fade off of it like that. And it seems like we've got, oh, this is not my magenta. Seems like we've got two down here. Once again, going with that darker pink. There we go. So that looks really cool right there. I'm a fan of that. I want to go in with this right here. Add a bit more dark. See, this spot has a bunch of white paint on it. So I think the white paint is actually coming off onto the Sharpie, making the Sharpie less effective, which is not good. Do a bit of pink shading. There we are. And you know what? The butt is pretty deep down in there, so I'm gonna do the base color for the shading in there as magenta as well. There, perfect. Now let's do the ones that are on the back. Looks like another gear, so I might as well just do the cogs. I think that's what they're called, the cogs of a gear. Looks like we got another one, another piece right there. I'll put one on his neck too. I don't even think there is supposed to be one, but... And one right there. And a small one right there. Going with the pink again to fade that out. So I think you get the idea of how to do this if you're ever drawing a Substitoad. So now I'm going to do the dark side. Now he has very similar designs on this side, except they are in kind of like a teal green. So I am going to take, if I can find the color. That is the problems of the card bungalow. Too many Sharpies. So this is my teal green, and I'm going to use a light green as well. And I'm just going to do, now from what I can see, the designs on this side are more like Sasuke from Naruto. So I did that in the light green. He doesn't look like, nope, he doesn't have any on his legs. So then I'm going to go in with this dark teal green and kind of weave the darker teal green into the lighter green to give it kind of a two-color effect. Now this frog's eye is a red. I'm going to start out with a light pink and then throw some red in there. Always good to get values. Might as well do a bit of the dark magenta too. There we go. And I'll darken up that serpent eye as well. So I'm going to go through this with my gray. So I'll stop the speed painting for just a second. As you can see with these bumps, I'm kind of graying in one side and leaving an empty space. That's to give it a 3D effect. You do the same with the toes. You further that effect when you go in with white paint to do highlights. I'm going to do the other eye really quick. Just going to go in with the yellow and a bit of the green on the downside, and then go back in with the yellow to blend those two together. There we go. So I did the whole thing gray. I started to do this, oops, that is not a black. I started to do this while it was being fast forward, but you then go in with an older black. If you do this with a newer black Sharpie, you're just gonna pack in way too much color. You're not gonna be able to fade it like you need to. So you're gonna want to take a Sharpie that you've used before, at least several times. So yep, I'm going in with the black and just doing a bit of light shading. Put a bit of black on those bumps down there. Put some more down here. I'm going to separate the arm and the leg a bit more. So that looks pretty good. I'm just going to do the wing right now. I'm going to go in with gray and fade it into the white of the mat. There we are. And for the wing, I'm going to take light blue right here. And they say as an artist, always go with your instinct, always go with interesting ideas. So I decided halfway through doing this that I'm going to do this. So do brown for the rope. Do yellow for the Millennium Puzzle. Going with this darker yellow here. Banana clip yellow. If you're an avid watcher of my videos, you know all about banana clip yellow. I think I'll actually write that on the top of this mat, featuring banana clip yellow, because now it actually is. Going with my gray, just add some texture to it, might as well. And then I'll add the details of the Millennium Puzzle. You know what, the colors within the puzzle aren't as diverse as I'd like them to be, so I'm going to go in with this orange here and add a bit of a darker tone. And with everything, I'm going to go in with white to make sure it really shines. The wing, too, I want a bit more blue in there. And now I'm going to add some sketchiness to the lines. I want it to match the mat, you know? I want it to go along with the theme of this has a bunch of random stuff. Now I'm going to do some white. I'm going to do it in two different parts. I'm just going to slap it on the belly to kind of get rid of some of this, and then I'm going to highlight everything to really make the piece pop. So I don't really like painting mats because it takes a lot of paint to saturate into the mouse pad material, and it makes the mat very hard and kind of hard to roll. But for this I will make an exception. So I'm just taking a lot of white and I'm just globbing it on there to really make this belly white. And what I said about it not taking a lot of paint to saturate, when it dries you will actually see that you can see more of the color through than when you did when it was wet. I don't know if that made any sense. But anyway, I'm going to speed through this part as well. So I'm going to let the belly dry, and while that's happening, I'm going to do all of my white highlights. On these bumps here, you just kind of want to put Nice little ridge right there. And another one right there. Really give him that three-dimensional look. Then I'll hop to the eye up here. On the eye, a lot of animes have triangle-shaped shine on them. So that's what I'm going to do in this case. It basically looks like a slice of pizza on the eye made out of white. I'll do that on both. And then other than that, I'm just going to go in and outline a lot of the different things in white. So this is my mat for now. The white on the stomach is still drying. I'm going to have to go over it with more white highlights as well. But I just wanted to get this video up on YouTube for you guys to enjoy. Probably going to do some more shading in the stomach, some more white highlights. And I'll make a video for when I do the other side, Serpent Knight Dragon. As always, thanks for watching, guys.